Schrock Innovations presents the Midwest #1 independent computer repair company with service centers in Lincoln, Omaha, Papillion, Des Moines, and across the country via the Schrock Desk. This is Compute This.
Good morning, folks, and welcome into Compute This. My name is Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. 4 locations to help you out when your computers aren't working right, when you're maybe looking for a new computer. We have those on sale right now, up to $100 off. Data Recovery Lab in the Omaha Service Center, website creation, software development, you name it at Schrock. We have a hand in just about everything computer related over there, and it's really kind of cool because I had a meeting this week with a guy who just came in off the street. He was with another computer repair shop here in town and in Omaha, and one of the increasing trends in our industry is people don't want to deal with those deplorable consumers. Ew, they're just the filthy masses are nasty. They want businesses. They want businesses that are going to put up $1,000 a month retainers and not call, or call very, very, and call with simple problems. They don't want the guy like I had yesterday who's like, I bought a new computer, but everyone I've ever emailed in my entire life, I have never saved their email address in my contacts. It's always in my autocomplete data. And you can transfer that, right? No. You can't transfer autocomplete data. You mean I'm going to have to type in all those email addresses again? Yeah, you should save them to contacts this time, though, so you'll never have to do it again. Okay, all right, well, I'll get through that. I've got like 400,000 saved passwords in Microsoft Edge. You can export those, right? No, like they're encrypted. And we're going to I think there might be a way to do it. It's not something that, okay. Why would you want to give the bad guys a way to export your saved passwords in your browsers? I mean, do you understand what a security risk that is? Like, I can export your passwords and import them into my browser and access all of your websites with saved passwords. Why would you want that? But, wow, you got to I have literally thousands of passwords saved, and I won't be able to reset them because they're password. He's a business and it's complex, but so we're going to see if we can't find a way to do that. So people in my industry don't want that anymore. They don't want to deal with that. They want to deal with, hey, I can't, my speakers don't work. And okay, that'll be $1,000. Okay, thanks. I'll get that fixed for you. That's what they want to deal with. So this guy comes into the Omaha Service Center. He's a insurance agent. He deals primarily in Medicaid insurance, Medicare insurance. And so he comes in and says, hey, I was with this other company. They're great. It's just now they want, $1,000 a month on retainer. And I'm just not sure that my business with me and my 2 employees is really, I don't think we need that level of support, that amount of money. And I'm like, hey, you're absolutely right. We have a corporate services division. It costs like $375 per computer per year. That sounds more your speed. And so, we went through all the details behind it and everything. And, he's like, you guys will TeamViewer into my computer, right? For those of you who don't know, TeamViewer is like a remote access program, kind of like the Schrock Desk. And I was kind of stunned that this company that's charging him $1,000 a month for support is using an unpaid version of TeamViewer to deliver their support. Literally like the free version, which you're not supposed to use for commercial use. It says, like when you close out, it says, if this was for commercial use, that's bad, on the customer side. So, that's why we developed the Schrock Desk, so we wouldn't have to, have a service like TeamViewer and pay them thousands of dollars a month to deliver service to you. We built a server in our service center and equipped it with a firewall and did everything else so we could deliver the Schrock Desk to you in a secure way without a third party involved. Well, wow. He thought this was great and he signs on. And so that's the kind of stuff at Schrock that we're doing right now. We love the consumer. We love dealing with the individual problems. We love making your technology work for you. And that's part of what we want to do on the program here today. 888-250-2091 is the number to join us on the program. You can call in, ask a question, make a comment, be a part of the show. We'll even put you in the drawing for a $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate just to say thank you for being a part of the program. But if you have a question about your computer or something that your computer is doing, believe me, there are lots of people listening that have the exact same question. You're just the one that's brave enough to raise your hand and ask. 888-250-2091. Now, last week on the program, if you missed the show, you missed a good one. And it's up and available on our website at SchrockInnovations.com. Click on radio show and you can watch all the previous shows there. Last week on the program, we told you about all the core upgrades we've been doing in the service centers. That's where we replace the guts of the computer rather than you buying a new computer. It's cheaper than buying a new computer, and we can do it on any old modular computer. I had one that came in yesterday with an X6 processor. That was like circa 2013-ish, and we did a core upgrade for him. He didn't want to go to Windows 11 because he has some software that he uses that can't go on Windows 11, but his computer was running slow. We put the solid state in. You know, his solid state was a little slow. We replaced it. It still wasn't as fast as we would like, and it was just that, you know, dude, your computer's a decade old. You know, it's like technology has moved on. We need to upgrade your tech a little bit and give you some more resources. And when we did that, now the thing is flying. It's an amazing machine. So Grease Monkey's going to love their new computer. But basically, that's what we do at Schrock is, you know, we find solutions for you in a really challenging environment right now because everyone's concerned about inflation. Everyone is concerned about the cost of everything going up. This week, the big story in financial news was that while inflation in the goods sector is stabilizing or even coming down, the inflation is now hitting the services sector. And that is much stickier. And let me give you an example. When they say it's hitting the services sector, on average, we're paying our people $3 more per hour than we were a year ago. We have about 15, full-time employees at Schrock. So you figure $3 extra per hour, it's like we're constantly paying, 5 extra people to be on payroll over and above what we normally would pay, except we don't have 5 extra people. We have the same number of people. So that's what they mean when they say it's getting into the services, and you got to make that back. So what we have done at Schrock, rather than raise our prices for hourly labor or raise our prices for other services like data recovery or data transfers, things like that, instead we focused on trying to deliver the best possible service that we can to customers so that you refer your friends and your family members and your relatives to us. We get new customers in each service center every day as a result, and that growth is helping us offset the increase in our costs. And I mean, it's working for us, especially as our competitors step away from that consumer field. When your choice is you can take it to Geek Squad or where else is there? I mean, it's really nice to have a place to go that can solve the problem, that can work outside of the bounds of a manufacturer. Oh, your keyboard is broken. Let's replace your keyboard. It's one screw and a ribbon cable. They can't do that at Best Buy because the manufacturers won't allow them. It's not that the technicians don't have the skills. They're just not allowed to do it. So it's nice to have a place to go where you can have that done. So we talked last week about those core upgrades we're doing. We also shared a story about a guy who spilled just a sploosh of coffee in his computer. When we took his hard drive out, coffee literally poured out of his hard drive. It literally, like, my hands were wet from coffee. Like, I took a paper towel and it soaked a paper towel. Like, it was just a sploosh. Maybe it was just a teaspoon, just a teaspoon. Maybe it was a tablespoon, he said. Okay, so, sir, he goes, well, let me put it this way. When the mug tipped over, it wasn't full. And when I picked it up off the keyboard, it wasn't empty. So I said, officially, then that's you spilled a glug of coffee. That's like, when you're measuring a bar drink and one glug of vodka, bloop, and there you go. You spilled one glug of coffee into your keyboard. So, but we got his data back, so he was fine. But it was just a funny story. So if you want to hear that one, you can listen to that. Also, old hardware and the drivers for that old hardware are compromising your security. This is another reason, if you have a computer that's 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, another reason to look at upgrading it and doing a core upgrade on it, because those old drivers and the hardware that those drivers push, they aren't getting updates anymore. And so as vulnerabilities in that software that powers your hardware comes out, there's nothing you can do about it. It's just you have these vulnerabilities hanging out there. So no one's patching that stuff because it's so old anymore. Also, we talked to you a little bit about the Tesla robot, the Optimus robot. Our take on that was, it wasn't, you look at Boston Dynamics robot doing backflips and jumping off boxes from side to side, and then you look at Elon's robot who doesn't have functioning hands and can barely walk. It looks like an invalid, compared to the Boston Dynamics robot. But I pointed out this is what Elon does. I mean, he didn't invent flying rockets to the moon. He just said, we can do it cheaper. We can do it better. We can change how it's done. We can land the rockets and reuse them. And he had all these innovative, different ideas that really changed the playing field of how rocketry works. And as a result, you have things now like Starlink up in space, all these satellites with internet and everything. So this is him doing the same thing in the robot. So he's going to take a field like Boston Dynamic has been working on for decades, take all the research and the work that they've done, and then condense it down and improve it in functional ways to make it affordable for the average person. Just because it's one of those things that I was curious about. Do you know how much it costs to buy one of those Boston Dynamics dogs? The little robot dogs. They can carry packs, and we promise we won't put guns on them, but the Russians are putting guns on theirs. It's like $27,000 for a robot dog. That's the educator's price. I don't know. It's like $75,000 if you buy one and you're just a regular person or a business. And I don't know what I would do with the robot dog, right? It's loud. It's not like you could just have it sleeping at the foot of your bed at night. It has no functionality aside from what you program it to do. So it's not like, it's got a personality or anything. It's a robot dog. Maybe it has follow mode. I mean, could you imagine going to the grocery store and everyone has their emotional support animal, and I walk in and I'm being followed by a Boston Dynamics robot dog? People run away in terror. It'd be great, right? So that's what Elon's doing with the robot. Coming up on the program today, we got some exciting news for you. We are going to talk a little bit about the holiday special. We have not unveiled the specifications of the holiday special yet, so I'm going to give you a sneak preview of those specifications today, because we're looking for our, we call them testers. Other people might call them early adopters. More cynical people would call them guinea pigs. But basically what we're looking for is we do 3 of each. We want 6 families or 6 people to purchase a holiday special, take it home early, so before everybody else gets theirs in November, and just use it and give us any feedback, anything about the process that went well, anything that didn't go well. A great example was one year we thought it'd be really cool to put 3D monitors with the holiday special. And you had to have glasses for the 3D part. And if you didn't have the glasses on, you could use the screen 2D. So it was fine, right? Well, apparently, when you look at the screen at a certain angle, when you were using spreadsheet programs, the lines for the 3D feature kind of blended together with the spreadsheet lines. And so it made it really difficult to work on spreadsheets, which meant this monitor was not ideal for office environments. And so what that led us to do is to introduce a second monitor so you could choose which monitor you wanted. So it allows us to make adaptations to the sale. And of course, if we make an adaptation to the product, we'll offer that to you as an early adopter as well. But it just gives us the feedback that we need to make sure that we're delivering. We don't want to order and deliver 150 or 200 3D monitors only to have to take half of them back. What does one do with 75 used 3D monitors? I don't know. My guess is we'd still have them at this point. So we try to avoid situations like that, especially in this environment. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Also, there's a new virus that is, or a new virus infection technique, I should say, surrounding the upcoming Windows 10 22H2 update that I want to tell you about to make sure you're aware of. That update has not dropped for Windows 10 yet. So if you're seeing pop-ups asking you to install it, those are fake. Those are viruses. That's ransomware. Don't do it. So we're going to tell you about that. Also, Patch Tuesday was this week. 86 vulnerabilities patched. We're going to talk about that briefly. And also, we mentioned Starlink earlier here in the program. But one of the things that the Ukrainian military was given like 20,000 Starlink terminals to use to basically maintain battlefield communications. How reliant is Ukraine on Starlink, especially because, Elon tweeted something about, we should look for a peace deal between the sides here or whatever. And the government representative for the Ukraine said, my diplomatic answer to you, Elon, is to beep off. So Elon's like, I don't know that we're going to keep providing you with free Starlink terminals anymore. I don't know that that's necessarily something in our interest. And then all of a sudden, Elon's face shows up on a Ukrainian hit list, like a hit website, like a death website. So it's interesting stuff. So how reliant are they on Starlink? Like, what would happen to the Ukrainian military if you took away Starlink? What other options are there for them? We're going to talk about that on the program as well. Interesting geopolitical stuff that has to do with technology. Just fun stuff to talk about on the program. 888-250-2091 is the number to join us on the program. I did mention this but earlier in the show, but we also have our computers on special right now. So if you're not looking for a holiday special, if you're thinking about a regular desktop or a regular, like a modular desktop or a solid-state laptop, in the month of October, we have them up to $100 off. Typically going into Christmas season, so think November, December, we don't usually run sales on computers, aside from the holiday special, of course, because everyone's buying computers. So there's not a need to put them on sale. The month of October, computer sales are a little low as people anticipate the holiday special, as people think, well, I might get one for Christmas or something. So we said, let's put them on special. Let's see if we can generate a little demand there to move a few more units. And you don't see too many discounts and sales these days going on with all the inflationary news and talk and stuff like that. So up to $100 off on a computer is pretty significant. So you can take a look at any of our computers over at SchrockInnovations.com. To get the discount, you can call us. There's a coupon code that you can. It's just the name of the computer is the coupon code. So if you're looking at a Gallant, you just type in Gallant for the coupon code and it'll put the discount in. If you're looking at a Resolute, you type in Resolute and it'll put the discount in. So you can do it yourself online or you can call into the service center and we're happy to help you out there with that as well. But core upgrades going on, computers on sale, and we're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, the holiday special coming up next on Compute This.
Schrock Innovations repair technicians also make house calls. Make an appointment and let us bring our award-winning computer support right to your home or business. In 1798, Eli Whitney's Connecticut Musket Factory was the first business in North America to use replaceable parts in a firearm. Before Eli's factory, if your musket broke, you had to send it away to an expert gunsmith for repairs, or just toss it and buy a new musket. Technology manufacturing has come a long way since the 18th century, but you wouldn't know it by looking at today's big box store computers. Dell, HP, Sony, and other manufacturers continue to take away your freedom to upgrade and repair your computer by eliminating expansion and repair options. Some desktops are even powered by a tiny laptop adapter. Schrock Innovations believes in Eli Whitney's idea of interchangeable and replaceable components, and that's why our custom-built modular computers last longer and cost less to repair than computers you see at big box stores. Ask your friends and family how often they replace their box store computers, and they'll probably tell you every couple of years. And what do they do with the old machines? They just get thrown out like broken muskets. Imagine a place where your computer's problems can be fixed quickly and inexpensively. Imagine keeping your computer for 6 years or more. You are imagining the kind of computers we build every day at Schrock Innovations. Our modular systems last longer, perform faster, and cost less over the long term than anything you can buy at a big box store. While the talented technicians at Schrock Innovations can't make you a musket even if they tried, our commitment to the freedom offered by modular computers is the modern-day extension of Eli's innovative musket factory. We think Eli Whitney would be proud, and you can take pride in owning a small piece of American innovation. The modular computer from Schrock Innovations. Compute This Pro Tip 843. Of all computer failures, the scariest and most expensive is the hard drive. But there are some steps you can take to save money and save your data before it's too late. Detecting failures early is important, so install a free utility like Drive Advisor from driveadvisor.com to monitor your hard drive's health and receive warnings when there's a problem. But most of all, hard drive failures happen slowly, so early detection is key to reducing the repair bill. Second, if your hard drive makes any unusual noises, immediately turn off your computer and do not turn it on again. These issues are physical problems, and the more you try to use it, the worse the damage becomes. Remember that most computer repair shops do not have the specialized equipment needed to recover data from a failed drive. Never open your drive or allow anyone else to do so. Opened drives always cost more to recover. Schrock does not charge for data recovery evaluations and quotes, so let the local pros look at your drive before you make any recovery decisions. This pro tip brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back into Compute This. My name's Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. As I mentioned in the last segment, we are looking for our early adopters for the 2022 holiday special. How this works is you purchase a holiday special, and you can't do it on the website yet. None of that's up and running yet. The staff is, basically, we have the minimums on everything right now. We're looking for people who want to purchase a computer now, get it a little bit early, a couple weeks before or a week before the sale launches in November, and then try it out. And basically, not just try it, but use it, use it and let us know what they think of it. And so we usually go with 6 early adopters. We had a list of people who were interested in early adopting, so we called them. We called that list, a few days back, left a lot of voicemails. It's been the thing lately, lots of voicemails. Yesterday, we had like 30 computers in the Omaha Service Center, and 22 of them we left voicemails on. Maybe that was the football games or something. I don't know. But so we left voicemails. And so yesterday, we had 2 people purchase. So 1 laptop, 1 desktop. So now we're down to 4 available slots. We have 2 desktops and 2 laptops remaining for the early adopter program. As a special incentive, if you are a person who would be interested in being an early adopter, we're going to give you $100 off the purchase of the holiday special for being an early adopter and giving us that feedback. So if you're interested in doing this, you need to contact your service center. We're open from noon to 5 today. Of course, on Monday, we're open from 10 in the morning until 6 in the evening. Des Moines is closed today, so if you're listening in the Des Moines market, just give the Omaha or Lincoln or Papillion Service Center a call instead, and we'll get your order marked down. And it'll be delivered through the Des Moines Service Center, of course, but you'll get your order marked down that way, and you can get in on the deal if that's something you want to do. So we're going to get into the specifications of that in a moment, but before we do that, let's jump into those phones real quick. 888-250-2091. Tim, welcome to the program. How can I help you on computers?
Well, good morning.
Morning.
Hey, first off, I want to thank you for all the knowledge you give, man. I mean, just about everything. I definitely appreciate that. So,
Well, thank you.
My question is, so we recently went on a trip, rented a car, and when we plugged my wife's iPad in for directions and such,
Yep.
it stores it in the system on the dash, like when we show the route and stuff.
Yep.
So then we did the same thing with her phone. We just plugged it into one of the adapters right there. So when we turn the car in, it shows her name, and it says her name and then her iPad. So
Yeah.
try clearing that stuff out, and wouldn't clear out. We click forget device, wouldn't do any of that. So we scroll through, and we see all these different people's devices on there, and it makes you a little scared. I'm
Yeah.
like, what do you do? We tried everything. So I was wanting your opinion on that, on what to do.
Yeah, so if it's not forgetting the device, that's obviously a software glitch there, but you can usually get it to forget the device if you do a factory reset on the entire unit, and that's usually buried like deep in the controls under general or something, where you want to reset this unit, and it basically wipes all the stored radio stations and devices and everything from memory, and you use that when the device is not behaving properly, kind of like it wasn't behaving properly because it wouldn't remove any of the devices that had been added to it. But no, I mean, it's a big deal. I mean, there's definitely some security vulnerabilities there because, if you connect your phone through Bluetooth, for example, it's going to save all your text messages. It's going to save all your call history. It might download your entire phone book. So there's definitely some vulnerabilities there. Me being the mischievous guy that I am, it makes me wonder, like, what kind of, maybe I send myself or have my wife send me some text messages that are entertaining. And so they're just saved in there. So somebody's scrolling through and be like, whoa, what do we got here? But no, to reset it, I would have just done a factory reset on the entire stereo, the head unit. And that would have blasted like all the saved radio stations, devices, everything.
Okay, man, lesson learned. Listen, I appreciate keep doing what you're doing, man, and love waking up to you on Sunday morning.
All right. Hey, thank you, Tim. I appreciate you listening as well. 888-250-2091 is the number to join us here on the program, just like Tim did. He's in the drawing for a $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate. All right, so the holiday special this year, guys, let me tell you, the holiday special laptop, we had the demo unit for the picture unit that the first one we build, and it goes to the lovely Kimberly for its photo session for the catalog. And I took it into to the Omaha Service Center, and Trenton was in there, and he goes, "Can I see it?" Because none of the guys have seen it yet. And it's like, because it's like super top secret, right? So it's like, can I see it? And I'm like, oh, sure, I'll bring it in. So I bring it in, put it up on the bench. It's on battery, right? So, laptops are a little bit slower when they're on battery. So he hits the power button on this thing, and it shows the Asus logo on the screen, and then Windows. And he giggled. We're talking like a 24-year-old guy giggled. And he said, was it in sleep mode? And I'm like, no, that was a cold boot, my friend. You powered it up cold. That is how fast the holiday special is this year. And there's a couple of reasons it's so fast. So first of all, what is the holiday special? For those of you who are new to the program, every year around the holiday season, starting in November, we offer a limited edition, basically computer deal. We limit it to 150 total computers because we sell them at cost. We can't sell, endless numbers of them at cost. Otherwise, we'd go out of business, and that would be bad for everybody, especially me, though. It'd be bad for you, but, you'd be stuck with the Geek Squad. But for me, it'd be like, career ending. I just have to go to radio, I guess. I mean, everybody's rich in radio, right? Just ask Roger. So, too soon? No. No, so basically the holiday special, the way it works is it is the biggest, baddest, best spec of everything that you can put in a computer, way, way, way more than you need. And that's usually the response we get when people look at it who don't know what the holiday special is. Well, this is way more than I need. But then they look at the price at $15.99 and they're like, wait a minute, if I buy this other laptop over here, by the time I'm done adding everything to it, I'm at like $13.99, but for $200 more, I can get pretty much triple everything. Why wouldn't you do that? And that's exactly the point. That's why the holiday special is so popular. So we have a laptop and we have a desktop. And this year's laptop is a 15-inch Asus VivoBook. So if you've seen one of our other computers in the service centers, it looks very similar to those. It's the same size screen. This one has a touch screen, so because we had a lot of people more people are looking for the touch screens now. It has been in the past that we haven't had a lot of customers looking for touch screens, but we're seeing that more and more. That's why we introduced one on the Intrepid model in the service centers now. But the holiday special this year does have a touch screen. It has a stunning 36 gigabytes of memory. So when you buy a laptop, it's like, do I want the 8 gig or the 16? Well, how about 36? Oh, okay, thanks. 36 gigs of RAM. Not to mention that without getting too much in the weeds, memory has a speed. This is fast memory. This is the 3200 megahertz memory. It's the fastest memory that the laptop will support. Hard drive. We've got a 1 terabyte solid state hard drive. Not just any solid-state hard drive. It's a KC3000 Kingston solid-state hard drive, the fastest hard drive on the market, faster than a Samsung, the fastest of the fastest hard drives on the market, which is why it boots so quickly. That's 1 terabyte there. It's also got a 1 terabyte mechanical hard drive built right into the computer for backup. So you've got an internal backup drive automatically set up to back up your files. So if your solid-state hard drive ever has an issue, you don't have to end up in the data recovery lab. You've got a backup of your data. It's a full HD screen. It's got the webcam. It's got the microphone. It's got the backlit keyboard. Everything you could want in a laptop, the holiday special has. An i7 processor, ultra fast. It's like eight threads. I mean, it's amazingly fast. And all that is basically $15.99 at the service center. Now, we are offering it at $100 off if you want to be an early adopter or guinea pig, if you will. Take one home a little early. You're welcome to do that, and we'll get you in the program. Just give us a call in the service centers when we open up today, because it's not available on the website. It's a first-come, first-served kind of deal. So if you're going to do this, I would call pretty quickly on today if you're going to do one of the testers and get the $100 discount. Otherwise, everyone in November, it'll be the regular price again. All right, 888-250-2091. We're going to take our bottom of the hour break, but when we come back, it's bigger. It's better. It's really, really cool. It's the 2022 Holiday Special Desktop, and we're going to tell you what's going on with that one coming up next on Compute This.
Update all of your third-party apps on your computer with Secure Updater. It keeps all your apps running smoothly and helps block viruses. Download it for free today at secureupdater.com. Every person listening to this broadcast has either experienced data loss or knows someone who has. When you think about it, you have a lot more data stored in many more places than you'd like to admit. Have you downloaded those videos from your phone, backed up the pictures on your iPad, or even tackled that sometimes daunting task of backing up your entire computer's hard drive? Most people just don't back up their stuff, and that's why Schrock Innovations has one of the most advanced data recovery centers in the Midwest. Equipped with the latest DDI data imaging devices, state-of-the-art custom recovery software, and Omaha's best data recovery technicians, Schrock Innovations has a 96.8% success rate when recovering data from damaged hard drives, flash drives, camera cards, and more. We all know we should back up our data, but if you are ever caught in a data loss nightmare, call the experts at Schrock Innovations to get your data back right where it belongs, safe and backed up on a stable hard drive. Compute this pro tip 578. Technology is constantly changing, so how can you tell when the time has come to recycle your old outdated computer and invest in a new one? Experts have rules of thumb and formulas, but Schrock believes the answer is simple. You should replace your old computer when it can no longer do the things you need in a secure way. For example, you should not be using operating systems like Windows XP or Vista because they're no longer maintained by Microsoft and they're not secure. And if your computer cannot run Windows 10, it's probably time to begin saving for a replacement. If your existing computer requires a repair and that cost is 50% or more of the cost of a new computer, it might be time to consider a replacement. But keep in mind, additional costs like data transfers and important software you have to upgrade like genealogy software or Quicken. And also keep in mind that modern computers are engineered to last 18 months for a normal user. And don't worry, you are considered a normal user. Schrock modular PCs and solid-state laptops are specifically designed to last 4 to 6 years for that same normal user, saving your family money and time. This pro tip brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Fox News, I'm Karen McHugh. China's leader pledging a rejuvenation of his country to a gathering of the Communist Congress.
In Beijing, vowing his nation will never renounce the use of force to maintain what he called China's territorial integrity. This includes its claim to Taiwan.
Xi Jinping earlier today. It's already week 6 of the NFL season, and there are some great matchups on tap.
The Bills and Chiefs are both 4-1, tied for the best record in the AFC, and they meet today in Kansas City. The NFL's lone unbeaten team is the 5-0 Eagles. They host NFC East division rival Dallas tonight. At 4-1, the Giants are another team from the NFC East off to a hot start. New York will take on AFC North leading Baltimore. And the Vikings, who at 4-1 have the best record of any NFC team outside the East, are on the road taking on the 3-2 Dolphins on Fox TV.
Fox's Eric Messersmith. America is listening to Fox News.
Now, the News Radio 1110 KFAB Weather Watch.
Sunny with a high this afternoon near 56. We'll have northwest winds increasing to 13 to 18 this afternoon with gusts as high as 28 miles per hour. Tonight, clear with a low of 32. Sunny on Monday, but a high of only 45, a little breezy still. And Tuesday, it'll be sunny and a high of just 43. There's your weather. I'm Roger Olson.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back in. Thanks for hanging with us through the bottom of the hour break there. My name's Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company. We've been talking on the program today. We've got a lot to do, and we have about half the program to do it in. I might be talking about the holiday specials a little much because I'm excited about it. But right now, all the computers at Schrock are on sale, up to $100 off. But if you want to be an early adopter for the holiday special, either laptop or desktop, we need 4 more. We need 2 laptops, 2 desktops. They're available, and we're going to give you $100 off for being an early adopter. Basically, we will build your computer. We have all the parts. We have a lot of the parts in shop, but the rest of them are coming. So your computer will get built in the next week and get to you before it's launched to the general public. So you'll have the opportunity to take a look at it. So and use it actually before we launch the sale to everybody else. So that's pretty good stuff there. 888-250-2091 is the number to join us on the program. The holiday special desktop this year has some phenomenal technology in it. It features the same hard drive, that same KC3000 hard drive. It's the fastest hard drive on the market. So why would you do anything different? 1 terabyte hard drive there, 1 terabyte backup drive, just like the laptop. So it's got its own integrated backup. It features the Ryzen 7 5700G processor. So this is one of the fastest AMD processors available for the AM4 motherboard. So it's an amazing chip. The 5700G is stunningly fast. It has amazing graphics capabilities. Just all around a powerhouse winner. We stacked that up with 32 gigabytes, again, of the fastest DDR memory that the motherboard will support, the 3200 megahertz RAM. And it makes for a computer that is just stunningly fast. Wireless is 802.11ax, which is the same as the laptop. That means you're getting Bluetooth, you're getting super fast Wi-Fi. All of your wireless devices, anything will hook up to the computer basically on any wireless device between the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi. It's pretty amazing stuff. But one of the coolest things and one of the weakest links in this year's holiday special is the monitor. The monitor we're launching with is the Asus. It's a 24-inch Asus monitor that is basically an all-in-one. It's got a built-in webcam. It's got a built-in microphone. It's got built-in speakers. So literally it gives you that all-in-one kind of functionality. No wires. Everything is built together with a wireless keyboard and mouse. So that has been – we had a couple customers snag these monitors over the course of the year, and they love them. The problem is getting them in enough quantity. It's like I've got 13 of them on the way right now, and I'm going to need probably another 115 or so. And so, we're finding them here and there, and Asus is here and there, and our wholesalers are finding them here and there. We had 150 of them lined up with a wholesaler who promptly let us know, we thought we had you down for 15, not 150. And we have 13 of those 15 in stock. We can get those rolling to you. Okay. So that's what we're going to launch with. We might have to substitute and go to a standard monitor with a separate webcam sometime during the sale if we can't continue to get those. Again, another reason to be an early adopter, if you will. But the entire package, it's a complete computer. It's the monitor, the keyboard, the mouse, the speakers, the tower, everything. The only thing about the tower this year that's different than last year as far as takeaways, there is no DVD drive this year. If you want it, we can add it back in. There is no card reader. If you want it, we can add it back in. Here's what we found out. Guys, we have people recycling computers with us that have had their computers for 6 or 8 years who have never once used the card reader. We have people bringing computers back in after 6 or 8 years who have never once used the DVD drive. How do we know that? When the DVD drive is pristinely clean inside. In other words, it hasn't been opened. When there's a plastic barrier on the front of the drive that somebody forgot to take off when they built the computer that, covers the door, that keeps the faceplate from getting scratched in shipping. And it's still there 6 years later. That means no one has opened the door in 6 years, guys. So everybody wants the DVD drive. Everybody thinks they want the DVD drive. But when you look at how many times you actually use it, if you actually use it, it's $90 to add it back in if you want to add it in. But it allowed us to basically offset the inflationary costs and everything else so we didn't have to raise the price of the computer this year. So that's the only downer. That's the only thing that we took out of the holiday special. Everything else is an improvement over speed, in capacity, in reliability. The motherboard is the new 500 series motherboard. Last year was a 300 series motherboard. So, everything about this year's computer, down to the nitty-gritty tech details that you'd really not want to know about, is a massive improvement at the same price. So that is $15.99. Now there's $100 off if you want to be an early adopter in the service center. Like I said, we have 2 desktops, 2 laptops available for early adopters company-wide. But we're going to be building those early adopter units this week and getting them out to you. If it's something you're interested in, just give us a call in the service center, and we're happy to get you taken care of here today. 888-250-2091. If you have questions about the holiday special, feel free to give me a call and ask. I know all about them. Yeah, it's awesome. All right, so there's a new virus or a new virus infection technique, I should say, that is plaguing people on the internet right now. As you know, Windows 10 is about to drop 22H2. We knew it wasn't going to happen this week because this week was Patch Tuesday week, and they never do a feature upgrade on a Patch Tuesday week. So our guess is it's going to happen this coming week or the week after. It's definitely going to happen in October. So, there's only, 14 days left in October. So, it's going to happen. But websites, when you go on the internet, are popping up alerts that say, your 22H2 update for Windows 10 is available. Click here to start your download. And some people might click on that thinking, oh, it's out. And they click on it because, I want to save some money this year. I don't want to do safe upgrades, so I'll just do it myself, right? And you see this pop-up telling you it's time to do your 22H2 update. So you click on it. and instead you're downloading ransomware to your computer and you're infecting yourself with ransomware. So watch out for those pop-ups, guys. They are not legitimate. They are not real. We do have copies of Safe Upgrade still available. As the people with Windows 11 use theirs up, it freed up the licenses that we can use them for Windows 10 users now as well. So if it's something that you'd rather not take care of yourself, if you don't know what a 22H2 update is, basically it's a big update. It's called a feature upgrade for Windows 10. It's a whole new version of Windows 10 that's going to be installed on your computer this week. About 20% of the time, roughly, people have really bad experiences with these upgrades. That's why we created Safe Upgrade, to make sure that your computer upgrades safely. So you can check that out on our website, SchrockInnovations.com. If you need a license for Safe Upgrade for your Windows 10 computer, you can still purchase one there. But just beware of these pop-ups that are popping up on your screen telling you that it's time to install it. It is not time. The update is not out. You'll hear from me for sure when it comes out. You'll see it on Facebook. If you have a copy of Safe Upgrade, you'll get phone calls. You'll get text messages. It will tell you it's time to go, but it's not time to go yet. So be careful of those warnings. They are not legitimate. Speaking of Patch Tuesday, 84 patches, 84 vulnerabilities patched. Some of these vulnerabilities were being actively exploited. Some of them had proof of concepts but were not actively exploited yet. Long story short, if you have a Windows 10 or Windows 11 computer, you received patches this week. You may not have been prompted to restart your computer yet. If you haven't restarted your computer yet, please restart your computer. Windows will take care of installing the patches automatically. All you have to do is reboot. And then it'll reboot, reinstall the patches. It takes, if you have a solid state hard drive, it takes like 4 minutes. If you have a mechanical hard drive, it takes pretty much your lifetime. We had, I don't know where they're coming from. We had people coming into the service center with mechanical hard drives. I mean, how many years have we been selling solid state replacements for customers? I'm pretty sure just about all of our 25,000 customers have solid state hard drives now. Yet, once in a while, we have people that come in and they're like this Dell that came in yesterday wouldn't boot. And I opened it up. It's got a mechanical hard drive that was bad, and that's why it wouldn't boot. But it's got a mechanical hard drive. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. How are you even using this thing? Everything is built assuming you have a solid-state hard drive now. So we cloned it over to the solid state. We were able to get a good clone. The Windows operating system was damaged on it. So literally fixed it, went through, did the system file check, did the check disk, make sure everything was lined up and working right on the drive. Got all the Windows updates done after we got it booting again. $345 customer has their laptop fixed. And not only fixed, but 10 times faster than it was before it broke. And that's just what we do at Schrock. It's how we keep our customers year after year after year. It's how we win Best of Omaha year after year after year. I haven't talked a whole lot about that yet, but we won Best of Omaha again this year because you guys voted for us. And that's a reflection on previous service. That's a reflection on things that we've done in the past for customers. So if we start earning the next Best of Omaha right now. So thank you for your votes. Thank you for your participation in that contest. I greatly appreciate it. It's huge for our staff as well. They take great pride in winning that competition every year. And it means a lot to the entire team at Schrock as well. So Patch Tuesday was this week. Make sure you reboot your computer if you haven't done so already. And if you see a pop-up on your Windows 10 computer about, it's time to install this big new Microsoft patch, don't do it. It's ransomware. If you have Sophos, it won't let you do it. In fact, it was kind of funny. I got a panicked phone call from Chris in Des Moines. He's our Sophos administrator. And he says, Thor, you have a device in your service center that's infected. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's what we do here. We fix infected computers, so that's not surprising. He goes, no, you don't understand. It is beating the you-know-what out of a command and control server for ransomware. What? Okay, what's going on? So the firewall in the Omaha Service Center, because we have firewalls to make sure that if you bring an infected device into our service center, it can't ping out. Like it can't communicate out. The bad guys can't see it, and that allows us to fix it. So you bring it into the service center, you get it on the Wi-Fi, and it was basically this computer was trying to call out to the ransomware server saying, okay, I'm ready to receive my infection. I'm ready to receive my infection. I'm ready for instructions from the command and control server. Am I supposed to encrypt? Am I supposed to upload data? What am I supposed to do here? Customer had secure IT It's what they sell at Nebraska Furniture Mart. And they're literally, we had to go down the bench and shut the computers off one at a time until the pinging stopped. And when it stopped, we're like, okay, this is the one. We turn it back on, the pinging starts again. But literally, Sophos is connected. Not only it's antivirus you run on your computer, but you can get firewalls that, like what we have in the service center, that are backed by Sophos, and they all communicate together. So basically, we were able to go through the firewall, figure out what device it was, confirm that it was that device, and then do a virus cleanup for that customer. And recommend to them that, since whatever they had for antivirus obviously didn't stop this ransomware infection, they are so lucky. They just brought it in for a preventative maintenance check. They had a prepaid coupon for the maintenance check. They just like, oh, we're going to be out of town for the weekend. We'll bring it in, drop it off. It had nothing to do with the fact that it was already infected with a ransomware command and control infection. If they would have waited one more day, they would have lost everything. So just got lucky. But if you have Sophos, you don't have to get lucky because it's good. It keeps you safe. 888-250-2091. Let's take our final break of the show. When we come back, Steve, your call is coming up next on Compute This.
Now you can configure and purchase laptops, desktops, tablets, and more, all at the new SchrockInnovations.com. Check out our specials for one-of-a-kind discounts and deals.
Remember the good old days when virus detection worked like Where's Waldo? Spot the virus in the striped shirt and you win. Today's infections are changing hourly to avoid detection and use social engineering to trick you into making mistakes. Using yesterday's security to defend against today's threats is like using leeches to stop an infection. It just doesn't work. We recommend Sophos Intercept X, antivirus backed by Schrock's virus-free guarantee. Sophos uses the power of AI to detect the patterns of a virus attack and responds with Schrock's custom actions that stop it fast. With Sophos on your PC, Mac, Android, or iOS device, you get the state-of-the-art protection you need to defend against the most advanced attacks out there. In fact, if your device gets a virus while running Sophos antivirus, Schrock will remove it for free, guaranteed. It hasn't happened yet, and we intend to keep it that way. Ditch your dad's antivirus and keep your device, data, and identities safe with Sophos and Schrock Innovations.
Compute This Pro Tip 178. Those little life-saving surge protector strips are vital to your computer's health and should be used whenever possible, even for laptops. As computers get smaller and more powerful, they're also becoming more sensitive to dirty power, and your power is a lot dirtier than you might think. Even if you have a whole home surge protection, most power surges are generated within your own home. If you've ever vacuumed and seen the lights get dimmer and brighter, you created a surge. Surge protectors can only absorb so much energy measured in joules. When that capacity is exhausted, your surge protector becomes a glorified extension cord and needs to be replaced. You should always look for surge protectors that give audible alerts when they're no longer able to protect your equipment. Schrock recommends these because the lights on most strips are just power lights and they don't tell you when it's time to replace the unit. If in doubt, replace your surge protectors annually to keep your expensive TVs, computers, and other electronic equipment safe. This pro tip is brought to you by Schrock Innovations Computer Company.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back into Compute This. My name's Thor Schrock. I'm the owner of the Schrock Innovations Computer Company, where there's a lot going on right now. We're fixing computers in all 4 of the locations. We have the holiday special early adopter program launching about a week later than it did last year, actually. We took an extra week just to make sure we had everything nailed down right. The supply chain stuff is really interesting this year, guys. We're getting parts from companies that we would have never purchased parts from like 2 years ago, not because they're bad, but because they're just not known for being competitive, price-wise. And the holiday special, because we sell it at cost, is all about competitive price, right? We're getting processors from Newegg Business. Who would have thought Newegg? Newegg is great for consumers, but as a business, you don't usually order your parts there. Well, they had the quantity, they had the price. They didn't give us any terms. We had to pay cash for the parts, which that would hurt a little bit. But I'll take 100 processors, please, at $350 a piece. Thank you very much. Oh, ouch. Oh boy. But we got the job done. So it's been an adventure this year. We're gonna do an aftershock after the program here. That's where we basically have a little after show. All the stuff we couldn't get in, and there's a lot of it. All the stories, all that stuff. I wanted to do a special launch edition Facebook Live, right? And then I said we should produce like a special. And the lovely Kimberly asked me, well, what would you put in the special? And I started telling her, and she says, I'm already bored. And I'm like, oh. She goes, Thor, I get it. It's exciting for you. So we're going to do the aftershock. We're going to find out how exciting it is for everybody else. 888-250-2091. Steve, welcome to the program. How can I help you today on Compute This?
Hey, good morning, Thor.
Morning.
This is a softball question for you. I've got Safe Upgrade, but I was out of town for about a month, and I tried to run it yesterday, and it got up to the verify file integrity and then said update could not be downloaded from the server.
Okay.
I assume that's just because I delayed, but what can I do to get that running?
Just give us a call in the service center. We support the Safe Upgrade process. So if it can't download the file, that can be because the internet connection is getting interrupted or glitched. Typically, we don't see errors in the downloading of the file. That's pretty straightforward stuff. We have seen a lot of errors and I'm assuming you're on Windows 11. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So we've seen a lot of failures, primarily because Microsoft requires you to have the PC Health Check tool in order to install the update, which is something. Why on earth? The whole purpose of the PC Health Check tool is to determine if your computer is compatible with Windows 11. This is an upgrade exclusively for Windows 11. Of course your computer is compatible with Windows 11 because you're already running it. Why on earth? Like, logically, we're re-engineering Safe Upgrade with a new update to the software to allow for prerequisite installations, just in case we have to install stupid stuff like the PC Health Check tool in the future. So basically, we've seen some failures because of that. But if you give us a call in the service center, we're happy to get on the Schrock desk with you and just walk you through the install. And basically, we'll manage it for you, so you can just disconnect and go about your day and let us hang out on the computer for a good hour there and get everything downloaded and installed for you.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Thank you.
All right. Hey, thanks for the call, Steve. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Blaine, welcome to the program. How can I help you today on Compute This?
Hi. My secure updater for the last 3 days, the symbol is red.
Yes. Thank you for
I've
bringing
gone
this up.
in and opened it and tried to get it to, or say, revise or do the current check.
Yep.
It keeps coming up red.
Yep. It's red because of the Adobe Acrobat DC reader program. The installer that we're downloading from Adobe Acrobat, they changed the installer. So when we install, the whole reason people use Secure Updater, number one, is to make sure that you get the updates that you need in a timely fashion. Number two, it's to avoid all the bloatware. So if you just install the Adobe Acrobat DC upgrades as they come down to you, as you click, okay, install, the next, all those next is like, yes, I want the McAfee security scan tool, and yes, I want to have the Wave browser, and yes, I want this, and yes, I want that, and you end up with all this bloatware on your computer that isn't anything you're using, but it's just slowing everything down. And that's one of the things that Secure Updater does for you, is it makes sure that we strip all that away. And so we do that through command line switches. Adobe took away all of the command line switches. So you can't install without the bloatware now. So now what we have to do is we have to build our own installer, and it's taking us a little bit of time with the Adobe Reader to re-engineer the installer. We expect to have this taken care of on Monday. So please stick with us. That's why it's red. We know what's going on. We get about 2 calls an hour in the service center about it. We know it. Thank you for reminding me to say something about it on the radio today. We know what's going on. It's nothing to be stressed about. The update that you're getting from Adobe is not a critical patch update. It's just basically a feature upgrade for Adobe Reader. So it's not like you're missing a security patch that you need here. So everything is okay, right with the world, but it's just taking us a few days to rebuild that installer.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, no sweat. Thanks for the call, Blaine. I appreciate it. 888-250-2091. So I don't know if you guys have been following this, but Elon, has a way of getting into every news cycle somehow. Have you noticed, like, every day there's a story about Elon? Like, something he said, something he did, some company he has. There's always a story there, right? Well, this week, the big story was Elon proposed, he tweeted out this thing that said, basically, there needs to be a negotiated peace to this because Russia has 3 times the population of Ukraine. So eventually, if total war is mobilized, they will destroy the Ukraine. So it's in everybody's best interest to negotiate a peace. So it's a very simplistic mathematical argument that doesn't necessarily ring true in reality, but the point taken. It was not well received by the Ukrainian side. Of course, Russia came out and said, a negotiated peace is exactly how this needs to end, and the negotiations will start with we're not giving anything back, and you'll stop shooting at us, and just take it like good little Ukrainians. And so that, there's not a negotiation to happen right now. Neither side is really interested. Ukraine is successfully pushing back and retaking territory. Why would they stop right now? Russia feels that they can regroup and that winter is on their side. So they're having trouble mobilizing their conscription force. But they have plenty of time because once it gets cold, then the Ukrainians will lose their ability to fight. And to make it worse, Russia is going to destroy the energy infrastructure of Ukraine so that all Ukrainians are cold this winter. And it's a Ukrainian winter is like a Siberian winter. It's going to be cold. And so you can't heat your home. You're going to die. And so that's the point. They're just going to kill everybody. So it's kind of total war-ish. So there's a lot of nastiness going around. And so Elon had some of this nastiness directed back toward him. An actual diplomat, came out and said, my very diplomatic response to you is beep yourself, just no. So then all of a sudden, Ukraine officially requests Elon to reposition Starlink satellites for coverage over Crimea because Ukraine is pushing back toward Crimea and they want to retake Crimea that Russia took in 2014. Elon said no, that he was not going to reposition the satellites over Crimea, that basically this is costing his company millions of dollars to do this, that the Russians continually are attacking Starlink, that it's costing increasing amounts of money to stop it from happening, and it's possible that Starlink could go bankrupt from this. Meanwhile, they're not getting any money. Starlink is donating all this stuff. It's not like the federal government's giving them any money. Like, they're giving Lockheed Martin, Boeing all this money for all the military arms they're sending over there, but Starlink's getting nothing. Not from President Biden. So basically he says, okay, guess what? I think we're done. So somebody else can step in and take it over. How reliant is the Ukrainian military? They have 20,000 Starlink terminals that allow them battlefield communications. If you take those away, their forces literally cannot communicate. They're relying on cell phone towers at that point, which, of course, get blown up. So expect to see the U.S. government picking up the tab for Starlink here real soon, I think, under the assumption that they can direct where Starlink satellites get positioned for the advance of Ukrainian forces. Today's winner is Steve. Congratulations, Steve. You got yourself a $25 Schrock Innovations gift certificate. Stay tuned after the show, guys. We're going to do a quick after Schrock where we take your questions, talk about what you guys want to talk about, anything from the week's news that might be tech related or maybe not. But we'll see you all again next Sunday for another edition of Compute This.
From the Amish Furniture of Nebraska studio, your home for made in the USA furniture.